Hello, fabulous people. I am so blessed to be here today. I do go by Fancy for Glass on YouTube. I am also Prairie Vintage Jewelry. Feel free to visit my jewelry shop at prairievintagejewelry.com. I'm so grateful for my customers. I love you guys so much and your support. For those of you guys who have subscribed to me already, thank you. I really appreciate it. I also really appreciate if you leave a comment or if you leave a like. And for those of you guys who are new and happen to stumble across my video, if you can consider subscribing. If you do like this video, leaving a comment or a like. I am very open to feedback as well. If you're looking for a personal reading, I do offer those as well. My email will be down below. I also list all the decks that I use in this reading. So without further ado, today's reading will be about your connection and whether or not you or your person is moving on from the connection and how each of you guys is viewing the connection or feeling in the connection. And we'll take a look at crossing energies between the connection and just get a good insight using our oracles and our tarot to see what we see. So you have 4 piles to choose from today, and we have the King of Cups, which is the King of Hearts right here, and this is the Grunge Tarot. We also have the King of Wands, and this is using the Wandering Star Tarot. And then for pile number 3, you have the King of Pentacles, which is the King of Diamonds, and this is just the mini tarot kit, tarot deck. And then for the 4th pile, you have the King of Swords, and we are using the Modern Witch Tarot deck. So take a look at these 4 piles, and if you're feeling more than one pile speaking to you, feel free to bounce between piles. Now, you will resonate with one of these piles more than another, but you can certainly pick up energies for both, and you may be mirroring your person and picking up the same energies as your person is. So just take what resonates. If it doesn't make sense, just leave it behind. This is a collective reading on energy, so there may be energies that are not pertaining to your situation at this time or shifting energies at this time. So take a look, pause the video if you'd like, and pick either 1, 2, or 3, and I'll meet you guys here shortly. Thank you so much. Hello, beautiful people of pile number 1. If you picked the King of Cups, which is the King of Hearts, or you were drawn to the Grunge Tarot deck, then this will be your reading. We will keep the tarot for closer to the end of this reading. I will just shuffle these over here and move this to the end. All right, so we are taking a look at this connection with your person that you have in mind, and we are looking today to see whether your person is moving on from the connection or you're moving on from the connection. We'll take a look at connecting energies between you two and how you guys are each seeing this connection. And if the energies aren't resonating, then it could very well be that you're in a different pile. So you'll want to maybe go check out another pile. You might be picking up your energy and your person's side, which is fine too. Just means you guys are mirroring each other. And if that's the case, then just know that you and your partner are mirroring each other, but one side will resonate more with you than the other. All right, so I am just going to check to make sure that we are all in frame, and it looks like we are, so that's great. And we'll move these to the end. All right, so we've got Starfish for person A, and we have the Black Egg for person B. We have the One, and we have Alethea for person B. We have Pioneer, light attribute, passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Shadow attribute, compulsive need to keep moving on. Now we've got King. Light attribute for person B is enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. And the shadow attribute, excessive feelings of entitlement, rulership without restraint. We've got Magic for person A. Listen. And we got Violet for spirituality, wisdom, and humility for person A. We've got Cleanse for person B. Trust for person B. And we've got Reaching Your Dreams, Go For It for person B as well. So just give me a minute to connect to energies, and I am so blessed, pile number 1, to be able to tap into your energy today, and for Spirit for allowing us this message. Okay, so I'm picking up that there is someone in this connection who believes that the other person is a rare find and very unique, and has not come across somebody like this person in their journeys in this lifetime so far. They feel as though when they're around the starfish person, so the black egg, when they're around the starfish person, they feel as though that the starfish person is the only person around. They don't see anyone else. They kind of get sucked into the starfish world. They're pretty much in awe of this starfish person and feel as though they're just in a completely different planet when it comes to being with the starfish person. They feel like they're unique, they're different, they're driven, they're inspirational, and they're just one of a kind. And that they are quite magical, that they do possess a spiritual nature, but they're also able to add a lot of insight, intellect, wisdom to any sort of situation that the black egg, person connects with the starfish person about. The starfish person is also a very good listener and is able to really understand the black egg person, unlike anyone's really been able to understand the black egg person. The starfish person is very much a hard to grasp their attention, but for some reason the black egg person feels as though the starfish person always makes the right amount of time and devotes enough time and energy to the black egg person. They never feel as though they're left out in the cold, or that the starfish person, is not giving to the black egg person. So from the black egg person's perspective, the starfish is essentially a complete package. Okay, now the starfish person, looking at the black egg person, feels as though the black egg person is very hot and cold. Also, they see potential within the black egg person because they can connect with this black egg person on a spiritual level. And they also are in tune with the black egg person on a 5D level when it comes to their dreams, when it comes to unspoken truths, when it comes to just unspoken energies, energies that are felt between them two. The starfish person just feels very connected to the black egg person. The black egg person is pretty much an introvert compared to the starfish person, and doesn't really doesn't really like small talk all that much, doesn't really talk all that much, period. So the black egg person kind of just admires the starfish person, because the starfish person is kind of extroverted and able to articulate themselves a lot more often than the black egg person, and put into words what the black egg person is feeling before the black egg person can even spit it out. So the black egg person, which I'll just call person B, probably easier to say. So person B, which is the black egg, also really feels as though they connect with the starfish at a point that they just trust the starfish person to understand them, without really even having to communicate with them, and that they believe that the starfish person knows exactly what this black egg person is feeling. But in some aspect, it leaves the starfish person kind of questioning, because there's a lot unsaid between the two of them, and the starfish person is now just seeing maybe the hot and coldness, or the, I guess, the actions that person B is displaying, and not so sure if what they're seeing is an actual representation of the black egg person, or just the 5D potential of the black egg person. The black egg person has so much potential, spiritually, psychically, and the black egg is kind of not quite fully developed when it comes to their highest potential. They're kind of in the mindset right now that they don't really, see how I'm going to word this, they don't really fully believe that if they step outside of their comfort zone at this point in time, that they're able to get much more from what they desire in this connection. So they're kind of more comfortable in their comfort zone right now. They're kind of telling themselves that eventually they'll break out of their shell, or eventually they'll kind of be reborn to you know, their highest potential, and they're kind of just wanting the starfish person to accept how they are, and kind of have a sense of entitlement based on, you know, this potential that they have, or this unspoken vibe that they're putting out to the starfish person, but they're not quite doing a whole lot with themselves. So the starfish person is a little bit frustrated with the black egg person. The black egg person also is, like I mentioned, an introvert, but they're also pretty low vibe energy. Like, they're kind of dark, whereas the starfish person, their energy is very bright, and they're kind of complementary to each other. The black egg person really guards themselves and holds their cards very close to the chest, whereas the starfish person is always seeking to kind of understand or learn more about the black egg person. Both the starfish and the egg person are having dreams of one another, except the black egg person probably is either not admitting that they're having it, or they're not in tune enough with their psychic ability that they're even remembering their dreams. And they're kind of just hanging on with their trust or their gut that the starfish person is going to be there to understand them and to move the connection forward. Okay, so if this sounds like your connection or your person. So they can either be the starfish or the black egg person. Then we'll continue with the crossing energies, and then we'll do a little bit of tarot. So we have, I benefit with gratitude and letting go. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. Okay, so I feel as though the starfish person is more prone to letting go of this connection because the starfish person's a little bit frustrated with the black egg person. Both A and B persons feel as though they've benefited from each of their experience, even though it may be that the starfish person won't really realize the full benefit until later, whereas the black egg person has always been very grateful for the starfish person, and that their lessons that they've learned together is something that they can carry with them in future. The starfish person is wanting to and is learning to let go of the connection bit by bit, whereas the black egg person is still hanging on to this unwavering faith or trust that they will be connected for much longer and isn't really looking to let go at this time based on this. So we'll do the tarot to see, but because we have the King of Cups as well, I am picking up that one or both parties haven't been completely honest with their feelings or have not allowed the connection to get deep enough for both parties to be completely transparent with their emotions and their feelings in this connection. And even though the connection is very deep and spiritual, it's been kind of tit for tat, only allowing information as information kind of comes from one party to another. So there's still hidden feelings or emotions that haven't been fully communicated. Okay, so we're going to move these out of the way and we'll get the tarot. So we'll have person A, person B, how person B feels towards person A, how person A feels towards person B, past, present, future energies. So person A and person B. So person A is essentially going through a period of realization in a very harsh way of what this connection kind of means to them. They kind of feel as though, if they haven't already, they will feel as though what they understood to be true is not necessarily the full truth of the connection. And person B, which was the black egg person, they're coming to the realization that they've been fairly unstable and not really focused or pointed in this connection, and that they've been kind of reckless with how they've handled the connection. Person B, the black egg, feels for the starfish, the Two of Pentacles, which is they're unable to balance out the connection to give the starfish person what it is that the starfish person was wanting or needing in the connection, because the black egg person just had a hard time managing what they were able to output in this connection. And they realized that they haven't really been focused as much as they could have been on the starfish person, because it was difficult for them to balance the connection. The starfish person was very much a driven, the driver, I guess, of the connection. They were inspired by the black egg. They knew what they wanted. They were open to moving forward with what they wanted. But I'm also getting from this card, you know, you see her sitting here with her cat, but then the reflection is just kind of a more scary version of her, where here she has a crown and here she's wearing a toque, and it looks like she has a strap on her arm, which I don't know what that's all about, but I mean, when someone straps their arm, could very well be substances. And then the cat looks like it's a little bit crazy. So I think the starfish person is seeing the reality of the situation with this black egg person, and kind of taking note of all the red flags or all the misses that the black egg person had in this connection, and is really kind of more facing this fact and learning to accept this truth. Past energies, you got the King of Cups. So again, interesting that the King of Cups was the pile 1 pick, but King of Cups definitely speaks of, you know, well, it could be masculine energy, but really it's feelings that aren't really expressed. The King of Cups, you know, has feelings, but kind of holds back his feelings or communicating his feelings, and is really just, you know, trying to hold back the way that they feel, their emotions. So this is past energy between, you know, the both starfish and the black egg person. Currently, you have the Knight of Cups in reverse. So it looks as though the connection, for sure for the starfish person, that any sort of emotional offering that's been on the table is now being withheld or withdrawn and no longer being offered to the black egg person, and that they're realizing that, you know, this dark side, I guess, of the connection that they've been ignoring, that was there the whole time, is something that is not what they want at this point in time. So the future energies, we got the Seven of Swords. Now it is in reverse, but the Seven of Swords is, you know, it is deceitful. It's not on the up and up. It is harsh words. It could be just conversations that pierce through the truth that maybe neither party is willing to listen to, but it's realities nonetheless. And I feel as though the starfish person will be completely honest with themselves, and then be honest with the black egg person about what it is that they're feeling, or what they've concluded about this connection, which may not be what the black egg person is expecting to hear, or at least it will humble the black egg person at some point to understand what the starfish person was experiencing in the connection. Yeah, so that's essentially what I'm seeing here for the tarot. So what I will pull is just a card of, well, it says hope, but this is essentially what maybe was the biggest struggle for the starfish person, and then for the black egg person, and the connection or about the characteristic of the other individual in the connection, at least one of the negative aspects that was hindering where the connection was headed. So we have for the starfish person, too career driven. So potentially the black egg person was feeling that the starfish person was just too driven of an individual. And a little bit maybe envious, or just that the starfish person was just so focused on their career, their success, their ability to drive themselves forward in life, and the starfish person was feeling that the black egg person was way too secretive, wasn't on the up and up, wasn't open and honest with their feelings and what it was that they wanted from the starfish person, and just the secrets kind of led to I guess starfish person feeling the way that they did. So that's what I'm seeing for pile number 1. I appreciate you guys allowing me to read the energy of you and your person, and I thank you guys so much. I'm so blessed to be here. If this resonated, please leave a like, leave a comment, or consider subscribing. Feel free to join us on the other 3 piles. If you think that there's a message in there for you, or you're drawn to another pile, I would recommend taking a listen. All right, guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you again. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so blessed to be here, and I'm so blessed that you're allowing me to tap into your energy and your person's energy. I go by Fancy for Glass. I also go by Prairie Vintage Jewelry. Please feel free to visit my jewelry shop if you are so inclined to do so. And if this pile resonates with you and your person, then you know, feel free to listen to the tarot, which we'll do at the back end of the oracle. If nothing's resonating here, then please pick another pile. Now you could be mirroring your person, so one side might sound more like you than the other, or vice versa, or there could be a blend of you and your person mixed in both sides. But if you want, you can certainly check out another pile. So if you were drawn to the King of Wands, which is this King of Clubs, or maybe you were drawn to the Wandering Star Tarot, then this is pile number 2's reading. So we'll just put that right here, and we'll get to that at the end. And if you skip the intro, we will be taking a look at, let's just get these cards ready, at you and your person's energy, and we'll see if you or your person is moving on from this connection. And we'll take a look at connecting energies as well. And see if you guys are on the same page when it comes to the connection. All right. So what I will do is just take a look and make sure we're capturing this all in frame. Looks good to me. Okay, so we have the unicorn, we have the lion, we have the dead end, we have the box, we have the queen. Light attributes: radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. The shadow attributes: becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling and demanding. And we've got the damsel for the lion, which light attributes, understanding the nature of healthy romance, inspires you to rely on yourself. The shadow attributes, waiting for a knight to provide for you, seduction by romantic illusion. Unicorn, we got rest, we've got flow, and we've got selenite, spiritual activation and stimulation. And then for the lion, we've got summer, taking action, fruition, and intellect. We've got lead, and we've got peace. So let me just take a look at this. So for this connecting energy, what I'm sensing is that both the lion and the unicorn are kind of playing hard to get in their own way, but that the lion has always been standoffish from the unicorn since the beginning of the connection. And so the unicorn has been just kind of mirroring or giving back to the lion a little bit, a taste of their own medicine. The unicorn is kind of feeling as though no matter what they would try to do to get the lion to kind of open up or be more open with them, they were just not getting anywhere, and it was just kind of getting even more wall after wall, a little bit more confusing for the unicorn to understand what was real, what was kind of not real. The lion person has been really wrapped up in just trying to maintain kind of like a facade, but more just protecting themselves from any sort of emotional outbursts or acts of emotion that would put them in a more vulnerable position. And they kind of tuck down their feelings a lot. So they haven't always been open with the unicorn, with what they were feeling, what they were thinking. The lion person has always kind of been on their path, but kind of got distracted by the unicorn, and the unicorn was also not expecting to run into the lion person, but kind of just was drawn to the lion and wanted to understand the lion. And I think the more they understood the lion, the more they wanted to know more about the lion, but kind of just got themselves in a situation they weren't really expecting to get themselves into. Typically for the unicorn, I'm also picking up that the unicorn is pretty knows what the unicorn wants. It's pretty stable in life, has never really veered too much from what it is that they are used to. That a lot of people are drawn to the unicorn's energy, but that the unicorn is fairly shy and fairly quiet as well, and that the lion kind of brings out a different side of the unicorn that the unicorn wasn't even aware that the unicorn had within them. And the unicorn brought up a lot of emotions for the lion that the lion wasn't even aware that the lion felt. Kind of brought up some sadness as well, and some maybe childhood traumas that maybe the lion was unaware of, or certain things that the lion thought they had packed away, that has been coming up since they've introduced themselves to this unicorn person. The lion has never really experienced a deep, soulful connection. They've always kept their connections fairly superficial, and they've had physical connections, but nothing really maybe as deep as the unicorn was willing to or trying to get to. The unicorn still hasn't fully realized or admitted to themselves that they're not really able to get out of the situation that they have going on with this lion person. And the unicorn person is feeling very drained right now. They feel as though the unicorn feels as though the lion person brings them something that will help them to tap into their unique potential in this lifetime and connect with their spiritual side. And they're very connected to this spiritual connection that they feel they have going on with the lion person. And they feel like the more they're trying to go with the flow, the more tired that they're getting, because they're getting really wrapped up in thoughts, feeling, emotion. The lion person is a little bit more focused on themselves and kind of trying to just do what it is that they've normally done. And they're kind of feeling as though they can take it or leave it with the unicorn person, because they are telling themselves they're at peace with themselves and how things are going. But what the lion doesn't recognize is that there's a deep sadness within the lion, because the lion has only ever really had superficial connections. And I think the lion is still either in denial that there is something greater or deeper within a connection that the lion can experience that they're not opening themselves up to, and that the unicorn prying this lion has made the lion uncomfortable, and that the lion is using a lot of distractions to keep themselves kind of focused on other things that don't make them feel vulnerable. So if this sounds like your connection, we'll get into the tarot shortly, but we will look at the connecting energies for the unicorn and the lion. So we have, I honor animals with reverence, exceeding expectations. So both parties, what I'm sensing, are not moving on, because the lion could take it or leave it, but it's really the unicorn's, the ball's in the unicorn's court to either decide they want to get more entangled with this lion, or if they want to just move on. I get the feeling that the unicorn person is still in limbo land. The unicorn's been very patient with this lion person, has been showing them unconditional support, but the unicorn person is just very tired and is kind of wearing themselves thin. Now we have exceeding expectations, and I think this is both parties just since they've connected or met each other, they got way more than they had expected to see in one another. They weren't expecting to connect or bond in the way that they did, and weren't ready for this type of a connection. And they're just both handling it in the only way that they know how, because it caught both of them off guard. So I don't see either of them moving away, even though the lion progresses to just continue doing the lion stuff. But if the unicorn continues down the path of the lion will always be entertaining the unicorn until the unicorn decides that maybe they don't want this confusion and that they want clarity. Because the lion will continue using distractions to just make it easier for the lion to move on. All right, so we will get into the tarot for pile number 2. If this isn't resonating, you guys can move on to pile number 1 or 3 or 4. So you did pick the King of Wands. We'll read the tarot here. So we have person A, person B, and then the feelings person B has towards person A, and the feelings person A has towards person B. So this would be the lion, and this would be the unicorn. We have past, I'll just move this here, past, present, and future energies. Okay, so the unicorn, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And for the lion, we have Justice in reverse. So Queen of Pentacles really speaks to the stability that the unicorn person was able to provide to the lion, just the type of loyalty, loving, very much like home type personality, practical, giving. Whereas the lion still hasn't had their awakening or their realization as to what it is that's going to fulfill their soul purpose in a connection. They haven't really been equally inputting in this connection energetically. So towards the unicorn person, the lion has the Two of Wands, which is really showing that the lion understands that there's a choice kind of to be made to either open up and move forward with this unicorn person, but they're deciding to not really pick one way or another and drive the partnership forward or influence this connection one way or another. And then the unicorn towards the lion person got the Magician in reverse. So the unicorn person was trying to manipulate the situation and manifest what it was that they wanted or what they saw for this lion person and bring it to fruition, even though it was more of maybe a wishful idea or a potential that the unicorn person saw within the lion, but to maybe tell themselves or control things in a way that would result in an outcome that the unicorn person wanted from the lion within this connection. So past energy, you have the Four of Cups. So definitely, you know, there was one partner, which I'm making an assumption was the unicorn, extending a offer to the lion of emotional beginning, of wanting to move the connection forward in the past, and that the lion person just did not accept this, did not want to move forward with the connection or take it to the next level. Current energies, you got the King of Wands, which I mean speaks of, you know, drive, wisdom, motivation, inspiration, just really moving forward. I think both parties still feel very passionate about each other, and that's kind of what's connecting the two. They're very much driven by their passions for each other, and right now it's very difficult for them to move on because of this connecting energy. But there's nothing really grounding this. So in the future, we see the Chariot, which speaks of a successful journey, a balance between, you know, two maybe different personality types, you know, driving through and balancing out opposing forces to make it through. Progress. So I do see that there is a potential for the unicorn and lion person. I think once the unicorn maybe understands their value and is able to move forward with themselves, that the lion person might then have the awakening and realization that they weren't as balanced in this connection that they probably should have been, and may come forward with an apology to the unicorn. But there is potential of connecting the two, but you know, trying to see past only the passion and the desire, because this is also the King of Wands, and that the King of Wands came up as a current energy. That is saying there's a whole lot of passion and desire between the two parties that is almost blinding to where it is that they need to go or make just decisions to progress this connection in a logical way to the next step. So I think once things get not so heated, that maybe the unicorn will have clarity of mind and the lion might come into realization. And when the unicorn person isn't as manipulative, and I use that loosely, or forceful of where the connection should go or how it should go, and be more kind of comfortable with the flow rather than control, there may be a middle ground. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for pile number 2. So we will pull this Hope card, and really Hope card is going to be, you know, what didn't work for, or what isn't working for both parties. So we have 2 career driven for the unicorn person, and for the lion person we've got, and that's the same card that came out in pile number 1, so you might want to check it out. We have fake. So that means that the lion person was feeling a little bit like the unicorn person was a little bit too career driven, too motivated, too together, that maybe the lion person was a little bit envious that the unicorn person had their life more together than the lion person, and that's what the lion person is trying to do with themselves, or at least they feel that that's what they're trying to do with themselves. And the unicorn person felt like the lion is being fake, maybe fake about how they feel, maybe not open with their feelings, fake about the connection. Maybe they don't fully believe that the lion is, you know, doing what the lion says that they're doing. You just feel like they've inputted more in the connection to try to transpire things, and that the lion's efforts hasn't been you know, true and paying it forward to the connection. So it's kind of this half truth. That's really the downside that the unicorn sees about the lion in this connection. All right, guys, well, that is pile number 2. If you resonated with this pile, please either leave a comment or leave me a like. I do read the comments and I do appreciate feedback for sure. And if you'd like a personal reading, feel free to send me an email. My email is below. I do list all these decks below as well. And God bless. Thank you so much, so much for allowing me into your energy of you and your person. And we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye. Hello, my spectacular pile number 3s. I am so thrilled that you guys could join me today. If you picked the King of Diamonds, which is the King of Pentacles, this will be your reading. We will leave the tarot for the end, and today we will be taking a look at you and your person, your energies, and who will be wanting to leave the connection and who is wanting to stay in the connection. And we'll be looking at a mixture of connecting energies as well, and we'll also be picking up the tarot. So if this does not sound like you or your person, you might want to check out another pile. You may be mirroring your person, so both piles might sound like your energies, but one will be a little more closer to you and your energy, and one will sound a little more like your person. So if it doesn't resonate, go check out another pile. I'm just going to make sure this is fitting in frame. Okay, looks good to me. So let's start. So we've got deer, we've got otter, we've got agape, we've got the mystic, we've got engineer, light attributes, ability to give creative energy, a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas, and then the shadow attribute, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. All right. Gossip for the otter. Light attributes awakens consideration for the feelings of others, honoring trust. And then the shadow attributes thrives on the power of passing on private or secret information, betraying confidences. So we've got sadness for the deer. We've got the heart chakra. And we've got amethyst, psychic abilities, behavior patterns. And then for the otter person, we've got water, which is emotions, initiation and rejuvenation. We've got clarity of belief. And we've got stop. Okay, so let me just pick up the energies here. Okay, so we have the deer person who is absolutely in awe of the otter person. Ever since the otter person has come into the deer's life, the deer person has done nothing except for be in complete awe of the otter person. They've been giving, they've been just really trying to do whatever they can to win over the otter person. They've been communicating to the otter person exactly how they feel, what they expect, what they want. And they've been kind of just more blindly giving because they feel that this otter person has just awakened something within them that is of a higher level or higher spiritual level, and that this deer person was awakened by this otter person. And now I like that there's the same colors that surround the otter and the deer. It's like the otter and the deer kind of experience the same types of background in their life, and they can really understand each other at a heart level. The deer really feels like the otter has really impacted the deer's heart to the point where the deer, even when they're around the otter, they can truly still feel the sadness that they carry for both the otter and the deer. The otter person, on the other hand, is maybe toying a little bit with the deer person, or at least the otter person is aware that they've woken up the deer and that the deer is kind of following the otter around like a little bit of a puppy dog, and the otter is just leading the deer down a path. And not that they're like malicious by any means, but they are a little bit of a more they're used to relationships, but they're used to having a change of emotions frequently. They're used to just kind of saying what's on their mind and then, you know, moving on. Whereas whatever the otter tells the deer kind of takes it as gospel, and that they like put the otter on a pedestal, and the otter kind of knows this, so it just kind of does play the deer a little bit in a way that, you know, allows the otter to keep the deer kind of stringing along. The otter does have feelings for the deer, but the deer's feelings are a lot deeper for the otter than the otter has for the deer. The otter's kind of not really allowing the deer to tap in too deeply to the otter's emotions or heart, so they're kind of just keeping a little bit of distance between them and the otter and the deer. The otter, if the deer wasn't following the otter would stop and look back and make sure that the deer's following the otter. So I don't think either of these two, otter or deer, are moving on with themselves. They're still very stuck in this connection. The deer is just in awe with the otter and is kind of moving with the otter. And the otter is just wanting the deer to kind of follow suit, even though the otter doesn't know quite what it wants in the connection. But it knows that if the deer were to go, that the otter would stop and try to get the deer back on path. The otter also likes when the deer confides in the otter about how the deer is feeling. It kind of helps boost the otter's confidence when the deer, you know, showers the otter with ideas, affirmations. It keeps the otter energized. Now, I think the deer knows that the otter is the type of person that if they were to find the right person, that the otter would kind of be devoted to that partner, just like otters have one, you know, if you look at otters, they kind of have their partner and that's like their partner for life. But this otter is pretty selective. But the deer kind of hopes and wishes that the otter would allow the deer to get closer so that the deer could, you know, get that otter to see the light, so to speak. The otter does like when the deer speaks all these wonderful things about the otter in front of other people. They like all the good words that the deer says, and it kind of makes the otter feel confident, and they just like the feeling that they get when the deer boosts them up, especially around other people. And the otter is prone to exaggerating too, so if the deer does say something, the otter will take it to an extreme and later say, you said this, but the deer's like, that's not kind of what I said. But the otter kind of intakes what the deer is saying and spins it in such a way that makes sense to the otter, or how the otter remembers it. And the deer just doesn't, the deer will say, that's not what I said, but they just kind of understand that to be the otter's way of taking in information. Okay, so the connecting energies we have, I follow my inner guidance and igniting courage. I am strong, valiant, and courageous. So I follow my inner guidance. I don't feel as though either deer or otter has stopped to actually ask themselves what it is that they want. They're kind of just still in the surface layer of the connection. Because if the deer stopped and said, what am I really getting out of this otter person? You know, is the otter person as into me or asking me or providing me with solutions or the same support that I am? You know, their inner guidance is asking them to ask those questions. And the inner guidance for the otter is asking, you know, how comfortable does the otter feel knowing the deer person is, you know, devoting themselves to the otter, but the otter is just kind of in and out and holding the deer at a distance. And they're not really listening to their inner guidance as to what it is that might lead them closer to their heart energy. So Spirit is asking for both parties to ignite courage and to be courageous within themselves so that they can stand their ground and actually follow what it is that their inner selves are telling them. That, you know, the deer doesn't think that the otter is the be-all end-all, and actually see value in themselves and their higher spirit and their ability to heal their heart. And that the otter person is able to humble themselves and really understand that emotions go deep and they're not just to be toyed with on the surface level, and to maybe go deeper within themselves and push themselves to go deeper within their heart energy, deeper than they have in the past, rather than maybe pull away or, you know, keep a guard up when the deer person or someone kind of taps into too deep, but to find the courage within them and to not stop when they feel as though their heart energy is opening up and being able to share that next level, to just allow it to happen. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing for pile number 3. If this sounds like your connection, we will get into the tarot. I did pick the King of Diamonds, which is the King of Pentacles. So we have person A, person B, and then how person B feels for person A, and how person A feels for person B, past, present, future. So this is the otter and this is the deer. Just move this up. So for the deer, we have the 4 of Cups. And for the otter, we have Strength in reverse. So for the 4 of Cups, really speaks to this deer kind of being in a state where emotionally nothing's really been fulfilling. They've been pretty bored. They've been not fulfilled within a connection until they met this otter person. The otter person is a little bit stuck in their ego. Well, I say a little bit, is a lot of it. The otter person's a lot stuck in their ego, and they might even have some obsessive compulsive traits or addictions to past self-limiting beliefs or past ways of being that's kind of holding them to their unhealthy way of being when it comes to connections and expressing emotions. The otter person feels 7 of Pentacles, which, yeah, the otter person feels as though they're putting as much effort and detail into this part of their life, I guess, this connection, as they're willing to. So they think that it's enough to keep dear person kind of interested in them, but it is a slow, kind of a slow progress. It's not really moving the connection forward as far as the dear person would like it to go. The dear person, so this is Temperance. So the dear person feels as though they've given enough love and emotion and affection to the otter person, and if they continue to do that, that the otter person will eventually open up to them and give them more in this connection, and that they continue to give the otter person affection and affirmations, and despite what that otter person is making this dear person feel. So past energy, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So I sense that this connection has been in loops. I'm kind of stuck in a loop, up and down, but for the most part it's been in a loop of coming and going, making up and being angry, communication, non-communication, hot and cold, understanding, not understanding, and that both parties kind of sense that this connection is faded to a certain level. Spirit is saying that this connection is faded for lessons for both parties, and that it may not be realized until the connection is either over or progresses to the next level. But I see this looping in the past. So for current energies, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands speaks of drive and passion and a lot of desire and inspiration and movement and knowing what needs to be done. So I do sense, you know, with the King of Pentacles here and the King of Wands, that there is an ability for both the otter person and the deer person to be honest with themselves and ground this connection, because there is a lot of passion and desire to make it work, but that the reasoning right now that they're both following is not the right reasoning. The deer is not really asking themselves what it is that they truly want in a connection, and the otter person is not recognizing when they are closing themselves off to truly let themselves go in the connection, but that there is an ability to stabilize the connection. And then future energies, we got the Knight of Cups, which speaks of a movement forward with an offering of an emotional beginning, solidifying feelings, actual heartfelt feelings coming out. So it could be that this connection is still fairly new for a lot of you guys, and maybe there hasn't been feelings discussed yet. This doesn't necessarily mean that there will be discussions. In fact, I don't see any swords. So there could be feelings, just nobody's talked about them. But that the relationship will drive into feelings next rather than just desire. And maybe there is discussion about how to stabilize the connection right now. Stabilize is in a practical decision that will make this connection move forward to the next logical step, which is expressing or sharing of feelings and emotions. But I do see that there is potential within the two, just that their focuses are a little bit skewed right now, and it could be because the connection feels fairly new now that I see this. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for pile number 3 in the tarot. But we will pull one of these hope cards, and what this is we'll pull one for the deer and for the otter, but it is an area or a characteristic that each of the individuals does not like about either the connection or their other party. So for the deer person, we have that one, and then for the otter person, pull that one. Okay, so for deer we have jealous, and for otter we have secretive. This came out in pile number 1. So the otter person is very jealous of the deer person because, again, the otter person wanted the deer to follow along in the otter's games or footsteps of how the otter was leading this deer person. And because the otter or the deer puts the otter on a pedestal, that if the deer slowly shows that they're not interested, the otter person will be jealous of this. So they want complete and total affection from the deer person, and that would be kind of their resistance or something they would not like in this connection, is if the deer person just did pay no mind to the otter. The deer person is feeling like the otter person is quite secretive because that otter person is kind of holding themselves at bay and not being completely open and tapping into that, you know, full heart energy. The deer person can feel that, and they feel like this otter person is being secretive. And because, like I mentioned, they both have been through similar upbringings and can understand one another, that this deer person just feels like there's so much more that they want to know about the otter person, and the otter person's just not being open, and that's kind of making the deer person feel not very good about this connection, or at least that the otter person isn't being completely open. So that is what I have for pile number 3. I am so blessed to be able to tap into your energies today, guys. Thank you so much. And of course, if this did not resonate, check out any of the other piles. And I do appreciate you subscribing to my channel, or liking this, or leaving a comment if you feel so inclined. Send me an email. I'm totally open for feedback, and we'll see you guys again soon. Thank you so much. God bless. Thanks. Hello, pile number 4. I am so blessed that you guys are able to join me today. I am Prairie Vintage Jewelry. I also go by Fancy for Glass on YouTube. If you'd like, you can visit my jewelry shop at prairievintagejewelry.com. If you picked the King of Swords or the King of Spades and the Modern Witch Tarot, then this is your reading. And if you skip the intro, we will be taking a look at you and your person's energies, and if one person or the other is looking at leaving this connection and how they are feeling. And then we'll take a look at connecting energies as well to get an idea of how you guys are feeling in this connection. Okay. So what we will do Let's move this up. And I'll make sure that this is all in frame. Okay, maybe shuffle it a little more to the left. Okay, so let's take a look. Pile number 4. So we got Lizard for person A, and we got the Cosmic Egg for person B. We got the Poet for Lizard, and we got the Kiss for Cosmic Egg. The Visionary for person A. Light attributes, capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. And the shadow attributes, selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. Person B got Virgin, light attribute, maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit, and the shadow attribute, fear of intimate union. So we got Anxiety for person A, Ideation for pile B, Sadness and Isolation for the Lizard, and Spread Your Wings for the Cosmic Egg. Fairies, environment, playtime, and enchantment. And then we got food, nourishment, relationships, and health for the Cosmic Egg person. So let me just take a look at pile number 4's energies and see what I see. Okay, so I'm feeling such enlightenment right now, like very strong, deep, but very light energies of love and vulnerability. I'm feeling like both parties have come to the point where they both have something to lose, but they're both very vulnerable, but are willing to face each other and compromise in areas that may be scary for one another. So I feel like the Lizard person is very artistic and very deep and very loving, and is prone to feeling anxieties and maybe depression. At times may even feel like isolation, or have gone through bouts of depression, have been diagnosed with depression, have an ailment that's kind of impeding them. Maybe they can even be autistic or have seem like a disability of some sort, but it doesn't really disable this person. This person is fully in tune with themselves. They're able to see the good in other people that others aren't, and the good in situations, and the beauty in life, and the richness in others, and kind of look at the positive of every aspect, even though they do go through bouts of depression and anxiety. And that is important to them, who they spend their time with, and that they know themselves very well, where they spend their time, who they spend their time with. They want people who are supportive of them. They understand what it is that they want. They want people who understand them and bring the best of them and are supportive of them and what they need, and their artistic ability to foster them to be the best that they can be, and just understand that there's a love and a support that they will provide back. The Cosmic Egg person really loves the Lizard person and the lightness and the wholeheartedness that the Lizard person brings. The Cosmic Egg person has normally been fairly closed off to connections and isn't one that's even prone to being in connections and isn't really interested in, was not interested in deep connections at all. And they were more interested in, you know, intellectual stuff that they were able to manage, control. So emotions are fairly new for this cosmic egg person. But when they met this lizard person, they really tapped into their higher awareness and automatically felt connected to this lizard person. That there is an unspoken understanding and just intimacy between the two of them, just being in the same room. Despite the cosmic egg person always feeling like they couldn't open up in the past and that they were very, you know, coiled up and closed off, they slowly were able to open up to this lizard person, even though sometimes they could still close shut or be a little standoffish compared to the lizard, but nothing like they've been in past relationships where they're able to open up. I also see here that the cosmic person is very focused on self, but they've also resigned to the divine spirit to say, I am ready to see what, you know, a true connection is about, and has picked this lizard person to be the person that they want to learn this experience with, and that they feel like there's a lot for them to learn in this connection, that they want to learn from the lizard person on how to be, how the lizard person is and how the lizard person treats life and light and love. And I just get this very positive vibe from this lizard person. And the cosmic person is very down to earth, grounded, but very logical and practical, and has really changed their view or the way that they interact because of this lizard person. They've changed a lot of ways. They're more focused on how to be more loving, but also how to be healthier, give themselves more time, more space, more of the good stuff in life, around health, around relationships, around finance, just be a better person all around. Since they've met the lizard person, they just brought out the side of the cosmic egg person that's been kind of dormant. And really, they're really inspired by the lizard person's artistic side, that they feel very intimate with the lizard's ideas, and just the mental connection that the cosmic person feels towards the lizard helps them to feel more connected and intimate with the lizard. The lizard person I'm taking has been the way they are for a long time. So I don't sense that the lizard person is feeling like this cosmic person is this, like, you know, drop from the divine, or that they're one of a kind. But what the lizard person doesn't realize is that this cosmic egg person actually is one of a kind for the lizard, because the cosmic egg is the perfect person for the lizard to understand them, to support them, to give them more than they've experienced in the past. Once this cosmic egg person is able to come out of their shell, and I have a feeling for a lot of them, the cosmic egg person already has, and the lizard person, the more they see, the more they like. And the cosmic egg person is so protective of the lizard. You could see like all these colors in the lizard, but then, you know, the snake is kind of just covering this egg, which encompasses all these colors. Like, it's protective of this lizard person. It wants to protect it. You know, the cosmic egg person really wants to guard that lizard, take care of the lizard person, and really do for the lizard what the lizard hasn't experienced in any other connection. And I think the lizard, once they see bit by bit, they're kind of more drawn into this cosmic egg person and the depths and the layers that the cosmic egg person actually does have. and how strongly this cosmic egg person feels for the lizard, unlike the lizard's really experienced, despite their happy-go-lucky inability to, you know, be themselves. There's also like an enchantment with the lizard that they're very much, you know, cosmic egg person says, are you real? Like, is this person even real? Like, they're so happy, they're so positive, but you know, when the lizard person is feeling this sadness or this depression, they kind of just go inwards and get more creative within themselves to create art and express themselves however they do it, whether it is like painting, writing, singing, drawing, music, whatever it may be that's creative in nature. That's where the lizard kind of focuses their dark side, if you will, or their depression, kind of getting into fantasy land to release some of their, you know, release some of their darkness or their fantasies. Cosmic person is very much, you know, more in their mind. They're not so into creative stuff as much. That's why they are very inspired by the lizard, because they are very logical brained. So they do appreciate that the lizard brings this side out. So for connecting energy, we have I praise the goddess and the god. And looking deeper, deep within me is a majestic radiance. So this is a really amazing card for this connection. This is totally what I just pick up. Like, it's two different souls, but you know, God and goddess, divine masculine, divine feminine, light and dark. You guys just really complement one another. Where one is weak, one is strong. Where one is more wise, the other one, you know, is still learning. And you guys teach each other and complement each other, support each other. It's such a strong connection. Neither parties want to leave each other, by the way. I think they've reached the state where they understand what the other brings and do not take each other for granted. So this looking deeper, deep within me is this majestic radiance. I think each party now, because they've been focused on the other, can look deeper within themselves to kind of expand who they are. And I think the other side would understand if they took time to kind of just, you know, look inwards and grow themselves a little bit more and come together. They'd be even stronger, because I think they have been wrapped up with each other and focused on one another, which is beautiful. But Spirit's saying if they take a little bit of time to just now look within themselves, what they're grateful for in the other, what they appreciate about this connection, and ask each other, ask themselves these questions, they'll uncover another layer of depth, which will unite and strengthen this connection even more than it is. But it's a very beautiful connection. But there is more. There is more radiance within this connection that Spirit is saying not to stop asking the questions and, you know, push yourselves a little further to understand what it is that is bringing you guys together and what more can be attained within this connection to push each other to your fullest potential. Okay, so if this sounds like your connection, we will get into the tarot. That's a beautiful reading, guys. I feel so uplifted. I'm glad this was the last one. So we got the King of Swords, which is the energy I was picking up mostly for the cosmic egg person. Just a more intellectual being, not really so prone to feelings. So we got the lizard person, cosmic egg person, how the cosmic egg feels towards the lizard, how the lizard feels towards the cosmic egg person, past energies, present energies, and future energies between you guys. So here for the lizard person, we got the King of Cups in reverse, and for the cosmic egg, we got the King of Pentacles in reverse. So I'm just feeling from the reverse, very strong, the meaning of it upright, but even stronger. So because we have the King of Cups, the feelings run very deep within the lizard person for the cosmic egg person. The deeper that the lizard person is falling for this cosmic egg person and peeling back the layers, the more they're feeling this love and this emotion and this desire for the cosmic egg person. And it's not very familiar to this lizard person where it's going and how deep it's going, so they might not be as communicative. You know, they've always been communicative with how they feel, but this is another layer altogether that the lizard person can't even communicate to the cosmic egg person of how they're feeling right now, because they haven't had to articulate or speak about this because they've never really felt this deep for someone. And the King of Pentacles in reverse, also I'm feeling is at an extreme for the King of Pentacles as it would be upright, that the cosmic egg person wants to really solidify and ground and give everything to this lizard person and give them abundance, give them stability, give them a wonderful future of stability, family, you know, a full package to support this. You know, not that the lizard is not independent, but just support them with their career, their creations, their everything. They want to give everything to the lizard person. So the cosmic egg feeling towards the lizard person is the Six of Swords. So yes, the cosmic egg person is really realized they want to leave behind, or they have already left behind, you know, that old way of being where they were just, you know, more towards intellect, not really open with feelings. They weren't really caring about relationships. You know, again, when you get this King of Swords, really speaks to someone who is not so driven by emotions. It's more of an intellect type personality, logical. But I feel like this cosmic egg person wants to leave behind, you know, how they were in the past, so that they can be open to love and emotions, and maybe learn from the lizard person how to be open to love. And the lizard person also wants to give the cosmic egg person stability, even though I get the feeling the lizard person is now slowed down a little bit as far as what they're able to provide material wise. And when I say material wise, it's like actual tangible practical stuff that the lizard is able to give to this connection. That I think the lizard person is more of this creative inspiration and able to give love as they have been, but they don't really have as much maybe financial abundance or as much abundance, material abundance in their life that they're able to give to the cosmic egg person, but that they're wanting to provide what they do have. But it is not so easy for the lizard person, and it's kind of a slow going thing, but I think both of them are okay with that. Past energies, we have the Two of Cups. I mean, so beautiful. I could feel it in the connection already. I mean, if you're starting the past, both energies just feel like they want to give each other this emotional connection, sharing, equality of love, emotion, and just support each other. So you got Ace of Cups in reverse. Again, I feel like for this, when we have the reverse, it could really intensify the card even more so, but it could even speak of maybe an unhealthy way. So for this archetype, you know, Ace of Cups would speak of an overflowing amount of love, you know, an emotional new beginning. But because we have it in reverse, I just feel as though the independence part of giving each other love, or maybe time off to love each other, should really happen right now, or is happening right now if this is present, because they've been really focused on one another, and independently they might need to just love themselves enough, or show the same type of love that they give each other to themselves, because they want to keep that balance. And I think they will find it, but just being aware that it can easily get off balance because they've been so focused on each other, that this independent love and giving themselves the same type of love is really required right now. And Spirit wants, you know, you guys to maybe take a little bit of a pause or breather to be able to give yourself that understanding and love that you give each other. So in the future here, we have Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles really speaks of a partnership, of being able to pull something off the ground. You know, I do feel as though there is synergies between the two of you guys to create something grand between the two of you guys. So there's creativity on the lizard side, and then there is the intellect. Not that the lizard isn't intellectual, but the highly logical, intellectual being that the cosmic egg is. And together, the synergy of both creates this, you know, power of three type power that's able to really take off the ground an enterprise, a partnership, something that's really, you know, going to contribute to this lifetime and past your lifetime, that's going to be a partnership and help strengthen their connection. And it's something that neither parties have done before, but are learning together, and might start amateur, but eventually will learn from that experience. But yeah, I am really so happy to do this reading. I really feel uplifted, and it's just so beautiful. I'm so blessed. Pile number 4 to do your reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to tap into your energy. We're so grateful to Spirit for allowing us to read these energies. If this wasn't resonating, please take a listen to any of the other previous piles. There might be a message in there for you. And if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, or you can subscribe to my channel. Feel free to leave me a comment or send me an email. I do private readings as well, so if you are interested, send me an email. I will put my email address below. I will also list all these cards in